All right, y'all. Here we go. About to go to the cemetery again. Something I've learned is you have to be your own observer. And that's another reason why I think maybe my videos could help other people, like sharing my process. I don't claim that I could never fall, although I think it's unlikely. However, even if I did, I think that it would help people because you could see my process. Anyways, I'm about to try to bring the things back into balance because messing with my sleep schedule and going to the graveyard several times a day, I don't think is a recipe for mental equilibrium exactly. That can make anyone a little zany. So I think I'm going to limit myself to one graveyard visit a day, which still sounds excessive, but there's a reason. Yo, what the No, move. Move. No, honey. Listen. Listen, honey. No. Sorry, honey. No. It's my little dog. But, little dog, my ass. Where was I? Hair's all messed up. Oh, she saw me put on my shoes, which in her mind means that she's going to accompany me. She is not. Why? Because I don't want her taking a shit on people's graves. Okay. Even though, like, fertilizer, whatever, maybe it's just in my head, it's just, don't do it. Hello there. Looks like I've got a couple viewers. I think I'm gonna do this live on Facebook, and then, like, after it's live, I'll take it and put it on Patreon and delete it on Facebook. So I think on Facebook, I'll make these available just while it's live. Not to be mysterious or anything, it's just, I don't want to dirty my Facebook with just my daily. I like it to be organized, you know? Seems disorganized. Layla, honey, I'm so sorry, honey. Yes, baby, you gotta stay here, honey. Alright. Alright, to the cemetery. Didn't really finish my coffee. But yeah, I think self-observation. That's part of the reason why it's good. I'm on my way to the graveyard. That's one reason I think it's good to have a record, write it down, and it's good to have teachers. I don't want to talk about, well, I have several teachers, I'll put it that way, in different lines. And by the way, my approach, I am a strict disciplinarian. I am very demanding. I have two pupils. And that is all I can handle. So, I'm not accepting other pupils. I already have my two. Usually one. I took on two. I'm very demanding. I am a taskmaster. I will push. And, I will be very demanding. And that is also how my teachers are with me. Never tell me what you don't like if you are my student. Never tell me what you don't like, because I'll have you do just that thing. That is how I was taught, and that is how I pass things on. You gain strength by resistance. Spirituality is not a hobby. Stamp collectors should stick with collecting stamps. Then again, okay, we need to balance every thought with its opposite. Balancing the opposing thought, let's bring this in. One man's bread is another's poison. Some people, for example, one of my pupils is an entrepreneur. For him, he needs to pursue wealth and money. Okay? Me, I am so focused on this in my particular path that would be a distraction at this point. So that's an example of one man's meat is another's poison. And, anyways, on my way to the cemetery here, it's 2 a.m., it's almost 3, I think. And 3 o'clock is, you could say solar midnight is actually the darkest hour. Although 3 a.m. for some reason is considered the darkest hour. Hi, Paola. But, I have just woken up recently. And, I've just woken up. And, I was just talking about my pupils and how I'm demanding. And how I am a taskmaster, and how I expect the same from myself, from my teachers. I don't believe in being easy. I believe in being difficult. That is my way. Always increase a little bit. You could always handle a little more, a little more. It's like lifting weights. You gradually add weights. So, we begin by carrying a newborn calf, and day by day, it finally grows into a bull. And yet, eventually we'll be carrying full-grown bulls. How can one carry a bull? Well, day by day. Gradually increase by increments the resistance. I'm not saying you can literally do that. I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. However, that's about like a car pulling itself with a pulley system. It doesn't work. Why not, you bastard? It just doesn't. Alright. Alright. Shit. I just don't like dealing with people or cops. I try to not. Anyways, what I was saying is, I think I'm going to go back to a normal sleep schedule. Limit myself to 1 graveyard visit a day, even though that still seems like a lot. And I need to bring myself into balance. That's what self-monitoring is. Anyways. For now, I guess I'm heading to the graveyard. Alright. Akadua to food be chafu do nera fandu tell Akadua to food be chafu do nera fandu tell. Oh, my point earlier. My point earlier was that my way is not the correct way, right? One's bread is another's poison. Some people don't need us hard, strict. Well, nobody really needs it, but in a way we all do. But anyway, that's not the point. Again, that's nuance and duality. Balance every thought with its opposite. But back to what I was saying, that, what was it? That, some people need a softer approach. That's why I should not, they're different teachers for different people. I'm just talking about just in general, in case I'm sure somebody's going to misunderstand or somebody's going to be like disagreeing with my methods, but really that's fine. If you don't like my methods, you don't have to be a student. That's why there's different strokes for different folks. Alright, y'all. To the cemetery. to for be you, be your chafu, do nera fa du teru, ma kan du wa, to for be you, be your chafu, do nera fa du teru. It's interesting, this aspect of duality, that pleasure keeps us in the dream. Pleasure keeps us in the dream. It's catastrophe that jars us awake. It's resistance that makes us stronger. And relaxation can cause laxity, although we need balance. But it shows that each thing feeds upon its opposite. It's easier to run on two legs than hop around on one. Which is why I say that I work with both hands, and I learn to use all things. Every stone should be included in the builded... my words here. Every stone should be included in the building of the pyramid or temple. Not one stone should be left aside. All is included. And nothing should be rejected. All things have their place in the universe, in cosmos. There are really two approaches to ascension, and this causes a great deal of indignation, infighting even, in the esoteric community. One way is the way of purity, to avoid every sully of filth, to avoid vice of every kind. At the extreme, at the extreme end is someone they don't cuss, they don't masturbate, they don't dare even look at anyone with lust, never touch anything impure, right? They watch their speech. This is actually the typical that you find in a lot of systems, such as, for example, mainstream Eastern systems. Like, if you look at Buddhism, a lot of it's focused on right speech, right actions, right thoughts, right? Yoga, the 8 limbs of Patanjali's yoga system, begins with yama and niyama. One could consider them definitely ethical restraints. The idea is to remove ourselves from all filth so that we could transcend, right? Now, that is one way that is totally valid. Totally valid. Absolutely valid. With Shem angels, that would be the equivalent of someone being very holy and working with Shem angels, avoiding all impurity, prayer, fasting. That is totally legitimate. Then there's a second way, which is my way. And my way is a little bit more controversial. My way is that of... I have to be careful with terms. My way is that of non-duality. If the wheel of rebirth is ever turning because of fleeing from pain and seeking after pleasure, then we need to learn to not be controlled by pleasure and learn to have a stoic attitude towards pain. Only then can we become free. Only by binding yourself can you be free. And I think it's good for the occultist to think of himself or herself as creating the factory of his own being. We are in the factory of our own making. We are self-constructing and self-destructing. However, destruction is required. If you only build and don't destroy, that is cancerous. That is a tumorous growth. When you build and build and build and you don't cut out, you don't destroy. Never let something remain in your life that needs to be cut out. It will only fester and bite you in the end. Never let that needs to be cut out remain. Cut it out. If thy left hand offend thee, pluck it out. If thy right hand offend thee, pluck it out. Become one-pointed, not merely in concentration, but in the movement of your own being. Your actions should reveal your inner being. Action is the verb. Your beinghood is the noun. Move in the way of your own being. Take off your fetters and rejoice. The factory of your own being. The factory of your own being. What if instead of just focusing on sculpting the world around us, we focus on sculpting ourselves, primarily? Put the emphasis on self-sculpting. Really, in wrestling with life, we're wrestling with ourselves. I'll give examples. When we're wrestling with life, let's say you're wrestling with procrastination. Let's say because of procrastination, issues cause your work-life problems, financial problems, right? Your wrestling with life is really you wrestling here with overcoming your procrastination. Now, I am not saying this is universally the truth. This is why people that don't really understand things probably shouldn't be... Actually, I need to always watch my own humility. I only know that I know not, and that's how it should remain. Here's the street. Alright, now. I loathe the idea of... Anyway, okay, back to this. I remember. In wrestling with life, we're wrestling with ourselves to a large degree. If you're having, let's say, alcoholism, let's say you're dealing with alcoholism and it's causing you marital problems, work problems, it's wrecking your life. Or you could say meth or anything, right? A substance. Dealing with that flaw. You're wrestling with the outside world, fix the flaw. And you'll see yourself get healthier, your job will do better, your relationships will improve. Let's say you have a problem with temper. That's me. I have a temper. And, anyways, it's one of my character flaws. Self-knowledge is important. And about a temper, let's say that you fly off the handle and shit. That's going to cause you all kinds of problems. You know? And, so again, if you have all these problems, right? You need to work on your own. Wrestling with life, we're often wrestling with ourselves. If we turn that focus inward, it takes courage. Turn that focus inward, and you'll be. Your life will transform because you're transforming. Your life is partially a reflection of your interaction in it. Actually, you can say all of it, but here's the thing. What about other people? And this is where I try to stay neutral. Many people that are in the, like, New Age, they think that everything is just manifestation of your, like, everything is your fault, right? Some people don't agree. I'm not getting into it. What I will say is this. Whether or not other people are based in your own whatever, still cut them out either way if they're a problem. If you're trying to quit drinking, you're trying to stop out drugs or something as an example, cut those people out. If you're a hothead, don't hang out with your friend that's always getting in trouble, right? Okay? Avoid temptation anyways. My point. There's so much to consider. And you know what? I don't have any answers. Zero. None. But I'm always thinking about it, and so I share it on camera, my thought process. It's my thought process. Okay, non-duality is not about going out and robbing a bank. No. Non-duality is about having a more stoic approach to burdens that you have to bear, right? Learn to not run from pain and to not necessarily seek pleasure. That's also what gets us in trouble a lot. A lot of our drug addictions and problems, for example, are due to seeking after pleasure. And a lot of our problems of people like, let's say they have issues of procrastination or whatever, they try to avoid pain. Okay? No. If you're only looking at half of the world and you're not learning from both sides, then you're hopping around on one leg. I don't know about you, but I would rather run. I would rather run than to hop around on one leg. My interpretation of that is really my reactions to the ups and downs of life. You know, I'm arriving at the graveyard. Here it is. It is 3:08 in the morning. So I just looked at the time. It is 8 minutes past 3 o'clock in the morning. So 3:08, my goal was to be here at 3 a.m. I have achieved that. Alright. I don't know, I might leave this video up. I feel like I don't want all these just all over my Facebook. Anyways, here we go. I always avoid the first entrance. I don't know why. Each time I go, I feel more of a presence. Someone asked me if the impressions go down more with time. No. It only gets a little bit more. I sense it more and more each time I go in. That's why I begin to be filled with dread as I approach. Because I know I'm getting closer and closer, and I'm feeling the presence more and more. While it's not bad, it's different, it's heavy. Okay, here we go. I'm approaching the gates. First, I'm going to knock. I forgot my offering. I forgot. Okay, I'm gonna knock at the gates. Fuck. It knocked back. It knocked back. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. I heard it. Fuck. I'm not kidding. If there's anything I can't stand, it's you. Oh, it's getting cold. If there's anything I can't stand, it's YouTubers and vloggers that are full of shit. I have to kiss the ground. I heard it knocked back. Fuck. Did y'all hear that on camera? I'm really not kidding. When I knocked, it knocked back. Did you hear that? Is there a person? Did y'all hear it knock back? Okay. Fuck. It knocked back. I heard it. I know for a fact I heard it. I am certain. Did y'all hear that? That was fucked up. Look at me, 39 years old, 30 years doing the occult, 30 years, 3 decades. 3 decades, I still get freaked out. 3 decades of occultism. You don't always get used to things, okay? I did my first candle spell when I was 12. I'm 39. I've practiced everything from hoodoo to grimoire magic, you know. That freaked me the fuck out. It knocked back. I am not shitting you. That makes me wonder if there's a human presence. Wait a minute. I've been hearing the voice. Every day I come, I hear a man's voice. Okay, see, this is why I can't do these videos anymore. People are going to think I'm nuts, or they're going to think that I'm making shit up, like one of those annoying ass, like, internet people. Fuck. Okay. Okay, I think I need to meditate in the silence now. Oh, I didn't even bring my camera on at all. Okay. Hold on. I feel like I always go to the same. Oh, I gotta turn it around. Anyways. Yeah. I'm here, That was fucking wild, though. I know for a fact that I heard knocking back. I'm not kidding. It's not a joke. What is that? Looks like a door or something. Alright. I'm gonna turn off my camera. Turn off my, oh, fuck. I'll turn off my flash and keep my phone. Honestly, you want me to be brutally honest? I want my phone because I'm a little freaked out. It's a small amount of light, And I know someone's watching. You know what that means? That means I need to turn my phone out. Always, as long as it's safe. And it's safe. What am I going to do? Get freaked out? As long as it's not harmful, it's healthy in my view. As long as it's not, it's good to push yourself to the fire a little. Get a little uncomfortable. I'm going to turn my camera off. Okay, y'all. I'm going to go meditate in the dark. All right.